All right, meantime, the Fiat Chrysler deal is now done, and one longtime Jeep dealer says he is seeing a very different side to Chrysler now that the government is involved. Bo Corwin runs, or at least used to run, one of the oldest dealerships in Pennsylvania. He joins me right now. Bo, how do you feel?
Well, I feel betrayed by Chrysler Corporation. They've treated us like enemy combatants instead of the fallen soldiers that we are, that marched arm in arm and shoulder to shoulder with them through all these years and all these turmoils. And that's the way we feel. 789 of us. We gave it all, and then someone decided to pull pins out of a map and
all right,
just
now,
throw them on the floor.
But how do you feel now? Obviously, your dealership goes away, and now Fiat takes the reins here. How do you think that's going to work out?
Well, I hope it works out good for them, because I'm going on to sell used Jeeps and do service and so forth. So I need them to succeed so that I can succeed in the future.
So, wait a minute. So you will become now a used Chrysler salesman?
I will become a used Jeep dealer, yes.
Really? How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, it's the first day of the rest of my life that I'm not a franchise Jeep dealer. My whole life of 62 and a half years and 45 years working very hard, I've always been a franchise Jeep dealer. My father started in 45.
Wow.
So it's the first day of my life to go forward, and I think we'll succeed. I know I'll succeed. I hope Chrysler succeeds and Fiat succeeds. But I have questions as to the transparency that Chrysler used and the government used to accomplish all this.
For all you know, the Steve Ratner guy could have shut down your dealership, right?
Well, Mr. Ratner was quoted as saying when he was picked he had no idea what the car business was about.
Right.
And he had no idea. He had an open mind. Well, if he had an open mind, it must have been pretty clean, because it got dirtied up really quick.
All right. We're told that the administration was eager to get this Chrysler bankruptcy done as quickly as possible in order to throw it into the waiting arms of Fiat, and that Mr. Ratner may have held that view. What do you think of that? The time was a wasting, and that any time delayed would be a deal undone and a Chrysler period done.
Well, it seems to be a government's in a hurry to do everything. That's the part that really gets me. You know, nobody read the bill that everybody signed. Nobody knows where the money's at. And now we have this supposed Toyota model that everybody wants to impose upon the American fabric that doesn't work with a Chrysler product or a Jeep product. It works with the kids that are 25 and 30 years old that don't mind driving 50 miles to get their car worked on. Yeah. It does not work with a 45-year-old Jeep owner that wants to drive 10 or 12 or 15 miles, go to a family place. They don't care what the building looks like. They want to come in and sit down and have a cup of coffee with you and talk to the owner, and not hear that the owner's off in Palo Alto doing something.
If you saw Steve Ratner today, good luck, by the way, but if you did, what would you tell him?
I'd say I think you owe 789 Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep dealers an explanation, plus you owe the millions and millions of Americans today an explanation as to why you think what you're doing really works. You need to put on our shoes. You know, the president talks about empathy, and empathy being that you stand in our shoes and see through our eyes. Mr. President, I think it's time you stand in our shoes and you come to the rescue of the hundreds of thousands of Americans that have been affected by just someone taking a pin out of a map and throwing it on the floor and destroying lives of good, common, decent American people.
Bo, you're a pretty amazing guy. I wish you luck, all right?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cavuto.
Bo Corwin.